It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to The Pet Show. Is your doodle acting a little bit depressed? Are your calico cats acting totally chaotic? Does your chihuahua really need to chill out a bit? Well, if you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, want to really learn how to understand and read your dogs and cats almost as well as they understand and read you, you know what to do. Stay tuned because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show. America's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. Bring those adorable little buddies with you, folks, because yes, it is that time again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hello, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you'd like to join me on the Evergrowing Pet Show family, if you're really in tune with your dogs and cats and really want to understand how to resolve any issues you may be having with them or issues they may be having with you, if it's more important to understand why than just how to resolve, you've come to the right place because that's what this show is all about. We really help you delve in and figure out not only how to resolve any issues your pets may be having, but how and why they were caused in the first place. So plenty of time for that. And again, if you're new to the show, guys, let me tell you, or even regular, doesn't make any difference. Everyone, I mean everyone that calls into the Pet Show today and gets to talk to me live on the air will in fact be getting an amazing gift for your dog or cat. And if you're new to the show, many of the items worth $25, $35, $45, even $50 thanks to my amazing sponsors. So if you have a question or a comment, just want to share a great story, I love when you guys call me and talk to me about an amazing dog or cat that you adopted that may not have found another home, because every time we get one of those stories on the show, guess what? More of my listeners actually go out and adopt more dogs and cats. So it's an all-win for everyone, an all-win for people, and an all-win for the pets as well. The phone number here at the Pet Show, by the way, if you want to start calling, it's tough to get through sometimes. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. And as of recent, we are now broadcasting the Pet Show live every Saturday, not only here on the radio station, but if you want to see the face behind the mic, your choice, folks. Your choice. Let me tell you, we're broadcasting live on youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Maybe my guys, Willie and Molly, may pop in during the show as well. They ask for a fee when they come on the show, so we'll see if they'll do an appearance today. Again, the number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Here's what's coming up on the Pet Show. I know what you're saying, Warren. Warren, you're a liar. You never get through all your topics. I know you don't. Well, of course, if I don't get through all my topics, by the time I get off the air, that's how good we are. By the time I get off the air, the topics I didn't get to will be posted on my YouTube channel. So subscribe to it, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Here's what I have planned for the show. So, do dogs get stressed? You know, I often talk about dog stress on the show, and today I will share exactly the most common things that may cause your dog or cat to get stressed out and what you can do to help. Also coming up on today's show, the question keeps coming up every time I look at a text. Warren, please tell me why and what can I do? My cat kicks its litter all over the place, and I don't like stepping in dirty litter in the middle of the night. What can I do? Well, maybe there is something, maybe there's not. We'll talk about that as well. And sweep it up. Thank you, Alex. See, the problem is I give Alex a microphone. That is the problem. Also coming up, you know, I listened to this one, Alex. So this kind of reflects you, too. You know, you hear me call cats on the show nocturnal animals. I say that all the time. Cats are nocturnal. But you know what? That's not really accurate. I kind of use it because it's easier to say. So if cats are not nocturnal, why do they wake us up at 4 o'clock in the morning? I got the answer to that as well. Also coming up, why does your dog tilt that head? You know, that adorable, cute little tilt like that if you're looking on YouTube. Why do they tilt their heads? And this one's for you, Alex. Firefighters have to deal with a stoned raccoon. You heard me right, a stoned raccoon. All that coming up. Plenty of time for your questions and comments. As I said, lots of amazing stuff to give away. So, if your pet is chewing, jumping, maybe they're confused about the litter box, maybe that new rescue dog isn't housebroken, poor guy suffering with separation anxiety, your cat's depressed, your dog chases anything that moves, cat scratched your favorite chair, and your dog literally believes that anything that moves and a few things that don't, he has to hump. Give me a call. Phone number again, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get to the show. And as I said, plenty of time for your calls. Lots of good stuff to give away. I'm also going to get a little personal on the show today. I'm not going to tell you what music concert I'm going to go to yet. I will tell you later. But, you know, a lot of people don't know. I grew up in New York. You never know by my accent. By the way, if you're looking on YouTube, check out the shirt, Long Island. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is in the 70s, the early 60s, I lived on Long Island, but I spent the majority of my time in Greenwich Village at the Cafe Wa, all the different places there, all the little coffee houses, and seeing Richie Havens and Dylan and Phil Oakes and all. Well, anyway, surprise, some of the music I like, and maybe it'll embarrass me a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Phones are already jam-packed. I know you guys want some great gifts. I know you guys have some great questions. So here is my question of the day. This is it, folks. I heard this again this week. You know, Warren, I have friends that have cats, and maybe they love their cats, but no one loves cats as much as dog guardians love their dogs. Huh? So that's the question. I'm sharing it with you guys. Do dog guardians love their dogs more than cat guardians love their cats? Once and for all, let's resolve this right here on The Pet Show. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. No, it's not Bruce Springsteen. I'm not listening to Led Zeppelin. Not even Lizzo. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But let me get right to the busy phone lines here. Man, are we jam-packed? I got calls from Beverly Hills to Huntington Beach to Garner, Iowa, calling me on the show today. So how about we start out with Shannon in New Hampshire. Hey, Shannon, welcome to The Pet Show.
Hello.
How are you today, Shannon?
I am doing well. I first want to thank you for your service.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And you know, what you did, I'm sure, helped a lot of people and the dogs. But anyway, I have a 4-year-old cat, and he's feral. I have had him since he was 8 weeks old, and his name is Goose, which is fitting because he bites me. But see now, are you up for a challenge?
Am I up for a challenge? Every morning I get up is a challenge. Go ahead.
I'm visually impaired.
Okay.
And he knows it. He knows because other people come by, they look at him, they make eye contact with him. I can't. So he'll sneak up, and I had the vet take his top 2 canines and top bottom.
Why? Why would you do that? Why would the vet do that? In other words, no, these are problems that can be resolved. A biting cat problem can be resolved. If you have a kid that smacks you, you don't break his arm or cut it off. You teach him not to smack you. That being said, I understand this is a different circumstance, but I'm not a big fan of having canine teeth pulled because a dog or a cat is biting someone. Tell me exactly when the cat bites you.
Anytime he wants. A week before the full moon is a good time also. He got me last Saturday.
Okay, and what do you do when he bites you?
Nothing. That's the point.
Then why should he stop? Why should he stop? If there's nothing positive going from it, there's nothing negative going from it, why should the cat stop? Here's what you're going to do. All right? I'm going to resolve this. I'm going to get tough with your cat. Listen to me really carefully, okay? I understand you're visually challenged. I work with thousands of people over the years that have different challenges, many visual as well. When you can't make that eye contact, and you shouldn't necessarily be making that eye contact necessarily, what you need to do is let the cat know that that type of behavior is not acceptable. And here's what's happening. The cat goes to bite you, you yell because it hurts, and you just reinforce that behavior. I'm going to send you this. I want you to use it only twice. I am going to send you a little air horn. And the next time the cat goes to bite you, I want you to blast the air horn just once. Quick tap on it. It's not that loud. A quick tap on the air horn. In fact, I'll bring one in later and show you what it sounds like. And the second time, the same thing. Now, because cats learn through association, which is something I'll be talking about later, the cat will associate the loud noise with biting you. That's the resolution. If it were a different situation, you didn't have the challenges, I would approach it a little bit differently. But right now, the cat has no negative, no positive for biting you, a little dominant behavior maybe, or maybe he's just trying to I don't know. It's hard for me to sense the type of bite. Is he breaking the skin, lots of blood?
Yes, and
Okay,
that's
okay.
the reason why I had his teeth pulled. Because
Okay, no, listen, I'm not going to, I don't want to get into the agreement. You know, it's like the same thing, people don't get their cats declawed because they scratch them.
Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
I understand that, but there are other ways. I'm surprised your vet didn't recommend that you speak to me or speak to another behaviorist before he took the canine teeth out, because taking the canine teeth out can actually cause more aggressive behavior on the cat. When you remove the cat's ability to defend themselves, very often they become more aggressive. And that's often what happens. For example, very often a cat that has his nails ripped out and amputated becomes more orally aggressive. Okay, so these are the things I have to take into consideration. So what I'm going to do...
And he's the 11th cat I've had, so it's not my first rodeo.
Have you been visually challenged all along?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this cat, try not to compare. If you compared me and my sister, you think we came from not only two different mothers, but two different worlds, okay? So I want you to follow through. Here's what I'm doing, Shannon. I'm putting you on hold. I'm sending you that air horn. I want you, if you have to have a friend show you how to use it, it's really minor. It's like, really a little thing. I want you to use that, okay? It's nothing against veterinarians, guys, and if you agree or disagree with me, there are certain times that things may have to be done. But in terms of trying to resolve a behavioral issue, with a physical removal of part of the dog or the cat's body is not necessarily a better resolution. In fact, from a behavior standpoint, very often it makes the aggression come worse, as you just heard me say. Hey, great time to call me. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we got Franco, we got Jack, we got Betty, we got Ron. We'll get to all your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Come on, guys. You're not going to answer the question. Come on. I have hope in you. Do dog guardians love their dogs more than cat guardians love their cats? Come on. Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. A quick break, then right back to all your phone calls. Now, why would I be playing Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dooley? Well, let me tell you why I'll be playing it. You guys, as I said, you may be rocking out, listening to Bruce Springsteen. You may be adoring Led Zeppelin. I love them all. You may be even listening to Lizzo, but not me. No, 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 not me. Next week, right after the show, I will be rocking out. Do you hear me? Next week after the show, I will be rocking out with the Kingston Trio. You heard me, the Kingston Trio. Where have all the flowers? Yes, rocking out with the Kingston Trio. One of my favorite places, McCabe's Guitar Center, just a few blocks from where I live, and I can't wait to hear them do all their great songs. So, you can rock out to what you want, guys. I'm going to hear the Kingston Trio next week. I am so excited. Denise said, where do you want to see? What concert do you want to see? ELO? You want to go see Springsteen if he comes back to LA? I said, no. I want to go see the Kingston Trio. Anyone else out there like the Kingston Trio? Let me know. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I know you're thinking I'm a little eccentric. What do you mean who, Alex? What do you mean who? The Kingston Trio, amazing group. Oh gosh, so many great things to do. Who do I want to go to next? I am going to go to Canoga Park. No, not Canoga Park. He's still going in there. Let's go to Beverly Hills. Jack. Hey, Jack, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be talking to you.
Hey, Jack, before I talk to you, do you know who the Kingston Trio is?
Yeah, of course. Are you kidding? I'm 98 years old. I remember everything.
Well, there you go. I'm a little more than me, mate. Not a whole. Anyway, what can I do to help you out today, Jack?
I'd run into you. I'd make it my business too.
There you go. What's up?
How you doing?
I cannot be better.
Well, good. Listen, I got a problem. I know you got a great show. I listen to it every week. I swear I do, even though I don't have a dog. But I love to listen to your answers to all the people who have problems. And you sure solve them. Let me tell you, I think you're great. But I just came back from Philadelphia. My niece has a little Chihuahua. It's Chihuahua probably mixed with a pincher. I once had a pincher. Very, very nervous, a little dog.
You know, that's what I have. No, that's what I have. My two rescue dogs, Molly and Willie, are what they call, you ready for this? Chai Pins or Minchies, which are a blended breed of Chihuahuas and miniature pinchers.
Wow. Well, listen, I had a pincher with Lady Joy. I was in show business, traveled all over the world with her. She was so great. I used to check into a hotel. I'd forget where the hell the room was. I'd follow her. She'd go right to the room. I'll tell you, unbelievable. Anyway, listen, I know you're busy. I got to tell you about this problem. I just came back. She's got a dog. It was 2.5 months old when she rescued it. And she rescued it from a situation that people were hoarders, you know? I don't know what that means, but that's what she told me.
Hoarders are people that may start out with good intentions and then they totally lose it and they adopt all these animals. They can't take care of them and hoarding. Listen, it's a horrible situation. Anyway, I don't want to run out of time. So what's the question?
Okay, so this dog was 2.5 now because of the COVID. She rescued the dog. That she doesn't have any children. She's all alone. She needs a companion. She loves the dog, but the dog is wonderful, but hasn't seen many people. So now, what happens? I just came from there again. The dog is not very friendly. He's very nervous, but terrific. But here's the problem: when somebody comes into the house outside, he doesn't bother anybody. He seems to be kind of, he's shy. But when you're in the house, always there is friendly with you, and you can pet him, and he finally gets the luck. But then when you start to walk, he goes after your ankles, and he bites and he growls, but his tail is wagging, and he does that to everybody.
That's the great question, Jack. What side do you believe, the tail or the mouth? That's the great old question.
That's what I mean.
So here's the scenario, okay? First of all, God bless your friend for taking this dog in, but the thing that's going on here is this dog, it's a little dog. Can you imagine living in a world where everyone around you was 87 feet tall? So this dog needs a lot more socializing and some good, solid, basic training. And the reason for the basic training is not that I could care whether the dog sits, stays, and does backflips, but training, just like education, builds up confidence. The more confident, the more mellow, the less, obviously, the term you used, high-strung. So if she could possibly, if she lives by by herself, maybe she can have a woman trainer come into the home, work with her specifically, work with the dog. Maybe while the trainer, this is what I used to do. If I would go to a home and a dog was unsocialized, I would have my client have a party and invite me. It was an easy way to get to a party, by the way, Jack. But anyway, I would do that because I would be able to go there and make sure the dog was being socialized without being intimidating, and little by little, we build up that confidence. So I definitely recommend, specifically at this point, maybe a trainer coming to the house to work with her. I know she loves this dog, and it's more important not only for her, but I'm taking the other side. The dog will be a whole lot happier once he feels a lot more confident and comfortable around people.
I like what you said about the cat just now with the horn, you know? That wouldn't, you don't feel that much?
No, because this is not a matter of a fact where we want to correct the dog. The dog's never been taught what's right or wrong, so why would you want to focus on what's wrong? She needs to focus on what's right. You know, before you teach the dog word no, you got to teach the dog the word yes. What do you want the dog to do? If your dog doesn't know what you want him to do, you can't correct him for doing something you've never taught him. She needs to get someone into the house. How old a woman is she, by the way?
Oh, she's about almost 60, something like that.
Oh, she's a kid. She's a kid. Listen, I know you said you don't want a gift, but Jack, let me put you on hold. I'm going to send you a copy, you can give it to her, of how to get your dog to do what you want. It talks about building up confidence.
I bought both of your books.
Well, read them.
I read it myself when I was there just now. It just came back.
Well,
I
give
didn't
her the
find
book.
anything in there.
Give her the book. Tell her to read the chapter on building up the dog's self-confidence and self-image, and realistically, maybe only a couple of sessions, but you should have someone come into the house, and in that case, I would recommend a woman behaviorist or trainer.
Okay, all right.
All right, Jack,
Well,
don't go in. Jack, I'm still going to send you something. I don't care whether you want it or not. I'm putting you on hold.
All right, I'll give it to somebody. There's people here in the building they all have dogs.
All right, so I'm putting you on hold, and I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplements. You will be the most liked guy in your entire building in Beverly Hills, I promise. 866-870-KRLA. I'm going to get to all your calls, I promise, if I have to blow everything else. What's going on? We got Darren calling from Alaska now. We have Tim, we got Betty, we got Ron, we got Marianne. I promise I'm going to get to all your calls. Come on. Am I the only one that's ever heard the song, Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dooley, or Where Have All the... Am I the only one? Come on, I hung out in the village. I've been known to fall asleep under Washington Square. No one else remembers? Kingston Trio next week. I'm so looking forward to it. 86... What now? Me and Jack, right? Me. That's two of us. Yeah, well, you may be laughing, Alex, my engineer. Alex may be laughing. I never heard of the Kingston Trio. But let me tell you, Alex, go to McCabe's Cart Guitar Store. See if you can even get a ticket for next Saturday. See if it's not been sold out even beforehand. See? A lot of people do. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. You know, just this week, I was reading an article specifically on equines, on horses, and the amazing effect they're starting to see using hemp products on horses. I've been telling you about hemp products. And we are back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein. And again, if you want to see the face behind the mic, it's kind of cute today. Log on to youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. The phones are absolutely jam-packed. I'm going to get to everyone's call, but I just want to share this with you. If your dog demands your attention, and so many do, you might have heard some trainers say, and you might have heard this training advice, if the dog is demanding your attention, you need to ignore those unwanted behaviors. Now, this may be well intended, but it's totally incomplete. If you only ignore the behavior, your dog will probably never learn to stop barking, jumping, or pulling. Just ignoring unwanted dog behavior misses an important piece of teaching your dog what to do. Heard me say that before. Take the time to teach your dog what to do rather than spending all of that time telling your dog not to do something, which is actually just reinforcing it at the same time. All right, back to the busy phone lines right now. Let's go to Betty. Hey, Betty, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Warren, for taking my call. First of all, know and love the Kingston Trios.
All right, there's another one. I thought it was just me.
I've had both cats and dogs, and I can't say I love one more than the other.
Well, you know, I'm the same. Listen, I've had pigs, chickens, ducks, snakes, and hissing cockroaches, so I loved everyone is equal. More than most of the people, by the way.
Okay, I agree. My question is, how can I get in touch with someone? I'd like to foster a dog for someone that's being deployed in the military.
Oh, I love you already. I love you already, Betty. You know, I don't have that information in front of me, but I'm sure if you Google organizations, and I know there's a great one right down by the Marine base in San Diego area. But if you Google fostering dogs for deployed military, I'm sure you'll come up with some. If anyone out there has a specific one, shoot me an email at mail@thepetshow.com, and I'm going to get your information anyway, Betty. And if I get it during the week, I can kind of hook you up. But I don't have any specific organizations directly in front of me. But there are many groups out there, and God bless people like you. You know, it's hard enough. It's hard enough, I'm being deployed myself, it's hard enough being taken away from your sister, your brother, and your friends. But being taken away from your dog or your cat. And so it's so important that the least we can do, if possible, is ease a soldier's mind when he's being deployed, that his dog or his cat will be well taken care of till he returns home and reunited. What a wonderful, wonderful thing you're doing, Betty. I wish more people would do that.
I'll tell you another reason, Warren. I'm 81. I just had to put down a 16-year-old cat, and I have a 24-year-old cat that is well on her way out. At 81, I don't feel it's responsible to take on a new pet. So I figured if one is deployed, I know I would have to give it back when the person comes back.
Yeah, but you know,
so
if the person
helping me and the pet.
Yeah, well, you become kind of like the auntie, you know, Christmas presents, New Year's stuff. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that you're doing. As I said, I have both of my computers on, but they're both involved with things. So, and you know me, if it doesn't pee, I don't deal with it. So the bottom line here is what I would really recommend is send me your information at mail. You know, better yet, I'm going to put you on hold in a few seconds. You can give all the information to the lovely Suzette, who's going to take it down a lot more accurately than I do. But I do want to send you something. Oh, no, thank you. I want to send you something, but I don't have anything for your pets. They're kind of old. But you know what? You're a big animal lover. I'm putting you on hold. And one of those absolutely incredible T-shirts that says "None of my friends walk upright" on its way to you. Okay, for all of you that laugh, she who knew Kingston Trios, she liked the Kingston Trio. God, laugh, laugh, laugh away. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to Ron, Huntington Beach. Hey, Ron. Welcome to the show.
How are you?
I'm doing. Hey, he's busy down in Huntington Beach. There's something going on there today, isn't there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I said there's something going on in Huntington Beach today. Something big, right?
Nice weather. They're doing a surf championship.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That surf championship. I'm a Long Island surfer. If the waves are over 2 foot, I don't go in the water. Anyway, Ron, what can I do to help you out?
Anyway. Well, first of all, positive for Kingston Trio.
All right.
I don't think you can measure how much somebody loves a dog or loves a cat. They just all love them as best they can or with all their love.
Absolutely.
So, now I have a dog a rescue dog that barks at kids on bikes, kids on skateboards, other dogs on a walk. She goes berserk when she sees another dog, either walking or in a yard. She's socialized, I think, to the degree that I can take her to dog beach or off leash at a dog park, and she circulates pretty well there. But other than that, it's really difficult to take her for a walk because she just goes berserk.
So here's my question for you. In order to resolve your issue, I want to know how you are trained. What's your behavior on? In other words, when you're taking your dog for a walk, or when the dog's in the house and she's barking, or whatever she's doing, what is your reaction?
Well,
let me take a guess. Your reaction is to say no?
The training I had her in, the command enough was what they trained on, and she reacts to that sometimes, but most of the time she'll stop and then just keep barking.
Okay, so even by saying enough, you may be reinforcing that behavior. Understand that dogs are group animals, and when they're barking and their guardian tells them either to be quiet, enough, whatever, sometimes the dog assumes that you're actually joining in. What you need to do is never stop. Never stop. When you're walking the dog and she's barking, and I know she looks like Cujo when she sees another dog, you must continue walking. The minute you react to that aggressive or assertive behavior, it's being reinforced. Whether you tell her good dog, bad dog, you're driving me crazy, whatever you say, you're reinforcing that behavior. So the most important thing you can do, you had the dog trained. When a dog is trained, they should respond 85 to 90% to their training, even with distractions around. When I was training dogs, and I've trained over 40,000, I would purposely, after I taught the dog the basic, go to really high traffic areas, shopping malls, centers. I took them into the Plaza Hotel in New York City just to make sure I can confront that exposure that you would confront on a regular basis. So I think what I would do right now, really solidify your basic training, make it positive, and again, when the dog is overreacting, don't react, just continue walking. Once the dog realizes there's no reaction coming on your part, chances are it will start to dissipate. Now, that being said, there are really, really extreme cases where some more stuff has to be done, not in your case. If you're consistent with that for 3-4 weeks, I can pretty much guarantee you, Ron, that your problem will be over and done. Nothing abusive, no spike collars, no prong collars, no yelling, no screaming. Just continue going till the dog realizes what's around them, including other dogs, is not that big a deal.
Well, I have an air horn like you talked about that you're giving. Have one. I haven't used it yet.
Don't use it. I don't want. No. Don't use the air horn. I'm not trying to correct the dog from the behavior. I'm trying to let the dog know that that behavior is not necessary. I'm not correcting it. The dog's not doing anything wrong. Okay. You follow?
Okay.
All right. By the way, what kind of dog did you say it was, Ron? Ron, what kind of dog did you say? What kind of dog?
Oh, it's a mix. Part Chihuahua, part Whippets.
So it's a small dog, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a blended breed. Ron, anyway, Ron, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a copy of my book. But people don't understand that. You know, sometimes small dogs have to act tough. Please take this the right way. But you know how sometimes some men have to kind of wear black T-shirts and you know, I was going to say tattoos, but I have them all over, rolled up Lucky Strikes in their shirt. Sometimes if you feel intimidated, the resolution on your part is to act extremely, extremely tough or aggressive, therefore getting out of a confrontation. That's what many dogs do. Especially smaller dogs. We often joke about smaller dogs having a Napoleon complex. That's why exactly it is so important. Training is critical, but the most important thing any good pet guardian can do is socialize, and then you know what? Socialize a little bit more, and then continue socializing. Hey, let me do this. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, Mary Ellen, Darren, Nancy, Ann, Tim will get to all your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5750. And by the way, I tell you, we're broadcasting live on YouTube. And one of the other things I want to tell you about the YouTube channel is you can go there. You should subscribe. There are literally hundreds, dozens, hundreds more. There's short videos, long videos. Many of your questions would be answered, and it's all free. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. You're really going to enjoy it. It's youtube.com/my name, Warren Eckstein. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Quick break, then right back at you. Mighty Mouse is on his way. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein. Again, if you want to watch on YouTube, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Boy, are we busy. You know what? Let me do this. Let me, Darren, I'm definitely going to get you. I want to definitely get to your call. Mary Ellen, be patient with me. Grab a cup of coffee. Give your dog or cat a biscuit. We'll get to your call as well. But right now, I want to go to Ann in Topanga. Hey, Ann, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. His brother, Ronnie. I'm actually the owner of the dog, Enzo.
Oh, okay, so tell me what's going on. What did you say your first name was? What was your name?
Ronnie.
Ronnie. Okay, Ronnie. What's going on, Ronnie? Yeah, what's up?
He hasn't been eating for like 3 days. I took him to the vet. He got really skinny. He's been getting, like the past year, he's 13 years old. He's been, drastically just going down and with his health. But the past 3 days on, Wednesday through Friday, he didn't eat. I took him to the vet. The vet said, 99% he probably has some kind of cancer somewhere. He might think it's in his lungs because the way he has like a wet cough and he's like wheezing and coughing.
What type of dog? What type of dog is it, Ronnie?
It's a red-nosed Pitbull.
Okay, and you said it was how old? 13? 13
years old. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a tough decision. Does the dog look like he's in any pain?
He's around like 2:00 in the morning. Well, yesterday night, on Thursday night, he woke up. He woke me up around like 2:00, and he was like, keeps on dry heaving a lot.
Yeah.
And he threw up blood. And the next day, I was ready to, put him down. But then he started eating again, and he was walking around, and I felt like maybe he still wanted to live. He still had some life to him. So I was like, I don't want to do it yet because he's, I still have family that wanted to come and see him and say goodbye.
Sure, this is one of the toughest situations that any pet guardian ever has to deal with, is saying that final goodbye to their pet. But in a situation like yours, the vet sent the dog home, so obviously the vet didn't feel that right then and there the dog was in any type of severe.
Actually, the vet told me he said that his professional recommendation was to put him down. He said that he's probably suffering, but I was just like, I just couldn't do it that day. I was like, I need to take him home. I want my family to see him one last time, and I was going to take him the next day.
Ronnie, can I recommend something to you, Ronnie?
Sure.
Listen, when you have to, what's your dog's name?
Enzo.
When you have to say goodbye to Enzo, I love that name, by the way, it sounds to me that you and Enzo have an incredibly special relationship. And when you do have to say that goodbye, whether it be today, tomorrow, or the next day, have you ever considered having that final goodbye done at your home where Enzo is comfortable, family can be around him, he could be on his favorite blanket. Now you're going to make me cry. He can be on his favorite blanket, he can have his favorite toys. Have you ever considered that?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring him home that day from the vet. Like, I don't want to just...
Yeah, that you know what? I can tell right off the bat the relationship that you and Enzo have, and I think from a goodbye situation, the only person that can make that decision is you. You have to look at Enzo. The eyes are the mirror to the soul. I say that all the time, having gone through this literally hundreds of times. Enzo will let you know when it's time. But what I would do right now is I start contacting people or veterinarians that will come to your home, that can do the final euthanasia at your home in a surrounding where the dog is comfortable rather than on a cold steel table at the vet's office. I mean, sometimes that has to be done in extreme situations, but as long as you have some days, I would definitely recommend you do that at this point.
Okay.
And just do, there's nothing else I can tell you other than my heart breaks for you, Ronnie, but you know what?
Yeah.
Listen, a red nose, 13 years, what an incredible life. You've had him since he was a puppy?
Yeah, I've had him since he was a puppy.
What an incredible... Just think about it.
He's lived a great life. I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed to have him for so long. A lot of my friends got dogs, similar dogs, around the same time, and they've all passed maybe like 5 years.
Well, let me leave you with this final thing, okay? And this is important, okay? When Enzo crosses the Rainbow Bridge, you're going to be sad. You're going to be grieving. That's all normal. But take some time to just think about the good times. Take some time to think about how crazy Enzo was. I know Red knows how crazy he was when you got him as a puppy. I'm surprised you didn't chew your car apart. So the bottom line is, think about the fun times, think about the good times, think about the incredible life you gave Enzo, and the incredible life that Enzo gave you. Just my heart breaks for you, but you know what? In a way, I hear about so many dogs and cats that never had an opportunity to live an incredible life like Enzo did. So bless you for giving him that life, and I'm sure Enzo would say exactly the same thing. But consider when you do have to say that final goodbye, saying it at home. You have no other animals, by the way, Ronnie?
No, not right now.
Okay,
Right now.
when you're ready, you give me a call. I'm trying to think what I want to send you. There's not a whole lot I can. I can send you a book. Can I send you a T-shirt that says you love animals? How's that?
Oh, of course, yes, of course.
On it, listen, bless you. Don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to laugh. Don't be afraid to go for a ride in the car. Just remember the good times. I'm putting you on hold. The lovely Suzette will pick up, and a T-shirt will be on its way. God, those calls are always so difficult. But that's, I can only talk. I can only talk from my heart. Let me take a quick break here. I get right back to your phone calls. 866-870 KRLA. If you're looking at the clock and you say, well, it's almost top of the hour, it doesn't make any difference. We've got a whole other hour to go, so I got plenty of time to get to you. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number. Here at the Pet Show, And we are we are back. What was that? I had a frog in my throat. We're back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. All right, here's the deal. Mary Ellen, you've been hanging on for a year. Darren, you've been hanging on for Nancy. We're going to get to all your calls, but I'm going to break for the top of the hour just for a couple of minutes, and then I promise I'll take you guys in direct order. I appreciate you waiting, but when you get a call where someone has to say goodbye to their dog, obviously, I'm going to spend a little bit more time talking with them. So, as I said, we're going to break for the top of the hour in just a minute or so, and we come back. Mary Ellen, Darren, Nancy, the phones are pretty well jam-packed. I will get to your calls. Also coming up, we're going to talk about the most common stresses for dogs. And, people kind of joke, oh, my dog's stressed out. But, having a stressed out dog can actually create a lot of medical issues for your pet as well. And I'd like to get to this topic, but I don't think I'm going to. Why does your cat kick litter all over the place? Maybe we'll have time in the next hour or not. But if we don't, by the way, you can. It'll be posted by the time I get off the air here at 12 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, sorry about that, 1 o'clock, I lost an hour there, at my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I'm telling you, if you have not subscribed to that channel, nothing from me, but I want you to get the information. I spend a lot of time there sharing incredible. In fact, you can actually go look at some of the old videos when I was doing the Mickey Mouse Club. You can look at some of the old videos when I was doing Regis and Cat. So it's a fun thing. Check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Lots of great information there. Again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. When we come back, we got a whole other hour to answer all of your pet and animal questions. Lots of great stuff to give away. I'm Warren Eckstein, and you are listening to The Pet Show. And if you love animals, you know the place to be right here at the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call if you want to find out why your dog or cat is behaving a certain way, how to resolve it in a smart, positive way without yelling and screaming and getting angry. So many people get angry at their pets because they don't understand why their pets are doing certain things. That's my job, to put you and your pet on the couch and analyze the two of you. And it's generally the one with two legs that has most of the problems. Great time to give me a call. Everyone that calls in and gets through to me live on the air today will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. Many of the items are $25, $35, $40 and more. Phone number 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away. And the question of the day is, do dog guardians love their dogs more than cat guardians love their cats? I can't say cat today. Do dog guardians love their dogs more than cat guardians love their cats? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. I got hugs and kisses to give away. Lucy Pet Food, Author Suit Gold, copies of my best-selling book, Kitty Lickies, Lucy Pet Food, those T-shirts that say none of my friends walk upright. Everyone that calls and get one of those great gifts for their dog or cat. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. Hopefully we'll get to some of my topics today is the most common stresses for dogs and why cats are kicking their litter all over the place. And of course, the most important story of the day is how firefighters had to deal with a stoned raccoon. I wonder if his name was Rocky. Rocky, we're back on the Pet Show. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And I'm proud of you guys so far. Other than my crack engineer, Alex, no one's made fun of me about going to see the Kingston Trio next week. It's like a hot topic. Sold out at McCabe's. Kingston Trio. Come on, am I the only one that likes the Kingston Trio? Give me a call. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. I'm going to take you guys in order. Right now, we are going to Mary Ellen in Cyprus. Hey, Mary Ellen, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, how are you? Nice
I am doing, and thank you for being so patient.
Sure.
How can I help you today?
Well, we adopted two cats. They were about 5 or 6 months from a shelter. They are not related. One's a boy, one's a girl. They've both been fixed. The boy has gotten more and more hostile, not to humans. He's the most lovable of the two. But to the other cat, he's downright mean, and he hurts her. And it's almost intolerable. I don't know what to do. You know, somebody said, well, take the one back to the shelter, but that just breaks my heart. I don't know
let's go over this a little bit, okay? First of all, you adopted them both at the same time. You brought them home.
Yes.
And did you say they got along at the beginning?
Yeah.
And when did the aggressive behavior start on the male's part?
Well, you know, there was a little bit. I'm not that familiar with the cats. My husband's had them forever. And he said, oh, they always growl at each other and make noises. And that's the way it started, but it always seemed to be one-sided. It's the male. And then he would act like he wanted to mate, though they're both fixed. And now he just, for no reason, the little girl, she's gotten to the point the last couple of days, she won't eat. She's hiding all the time. And that's just not acceptable.
Okay, here's
one of my friends suggested something called pheromone, something they smell, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, the pheromones, pheromones can possibly work. There's a product on the market called Feel Away, F-E-L-I-Way, Feel Away. You plug it in, it's an infuser. You might want to try it. It might be beneficial. I've heard pros and I've heard cons, but anything's worth a shot. I don't want this cat to go bad. Number one, the most important thing, and I write about this on all my cat articles. In fact, I did a major cat seminar a few years back in New York City and talked about this specifically, is that you need to distract cats. Cats are nomadic, and if they're not getting the mental stimulation they normally would get, then what would happen is sometimes that lack of mental stimulation will turn into assertive or aggressive behavior. So one of the things I'm going to recommend off the bat is getting the male cats a little bit of his attention off of the female cat. Two ways we're going to do this. Number one is I want you to take even they've been living together for a while, I want you to take a washcloth and I want you to rub it on the female cat and then take that washcloth and rub it on the male cat. right off the bat, okay? I want the male cat to have that female.
You wash the female and then rub it on.
No. Just take just take a washcloth, a clean washcloth. Yeah. Don't make it wet, no nothing. Just a dry washcloth. Rub it on the cat. I want to get the female's cat scent onto the washcloth and then rub it on the male cat so the male cat is living constantly with the scent of the female.
Okay.
That's number one.
Good. Okay.
Number two, what I want you to do is I want you to redecorate your house. I want you literally, for the next couple of weeks, I want your house to be inundated with new items for the cat to explore. Now, they're not going to cost you a penny. If you hear me talk about this all the time, if you listen to the show, what I'm recommending is hit Ralph's, hit Vaughn's, go wherever you want to go. Cardboard boxes, paper bags, they're free. And I say this every week, but every paper bag, every cardboard box smells like something different. One had fish in it, one had chicken in it, one had beef in it, one had who knows. And be creative with those. Put one box on top of the other. Make a little duplex. Cut holes in them. They're free. And leave them down for a day and throw those boxes away and then put some new ones back in. So what we're trying to do is keep the male cat so mentally stimulated that he's not constantly focused on the female. Also, with the scent on the male cat, that might be beneficial as well. Listen, I've had as many as 15 or 20 feral cats at one time. These cats were really, really aggressive. Did they all become bosom buddies? No, but they all accepted the fact that they were living in the same environment, and aggressive behavior, except occasionally have their little arguments, was fine. So what I really want you to do, and that's real important, but the other thing is, I want you to make sure that every time they're together, let's say your husband's holding one, you're holding the other, then you can switch off, always end on a positive note when they're not reacting aggressively towards each other. And if you're consistent, little by little, the assertive behavior on the male cat will dissipate. And I think the male cat is just lacking a little bit of confidence. I know what you're saying, that he's so assertive, but sometimes you also said in the same sentence that he's very, very social and loves to be around people. That says to me maybe he's lacking a little bit of confidence, and that may be part of it also. So if you put all those pieces together, sooner or later you will wake up and find that they will be sleeping whisker to whisker, I promise. Now, in terms of...
That's wonderful. That actually is concrete things I can do. I like that.
Well, there you go. I'm even going to give you more. But one thing that's important to me, when you say he's hurt the other cat, bloodshed?
That's what I said, yes.
No, was there bloodshed?
No, there was not bloodshed, just mouthfuls of hair and...
Okay, and when you leave the house, are the two of them together?
Yes, a couple times I've closed the door to one just because I'm nervous, but it's getting worse as time goes on, so now I'm wondering, what do I do when I leave?
Well, no, in other words, if most of the time when you come home, let's say the two of them are together and they're out loose.
Yes.
When you come home, have you noticed that they've been fighting at all?
No, so
then maybe you are the problem.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's why I'm saying the lack of confidence. So here's what I'm going to do. I want you to follow my advice, Mary Ellen, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold. The incredible, lovely Suzette will pick up. And I'm actually going to send you a copy of my bestseller, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. And believe me, the most important part of that book is so many people talk about the training. Yeah, thanks, Warren. I taught my cat to walk on a leash and a harness. The most important part of that book is basically, building up that self-image and self-confidence. So a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want on its way to you. By the way, I do give a lot of those books away, but they are available on my website, thepetshow.com, and they're also available at amazon.com as well. 866-870-KRLA. Come on. No one's going to admit that cat lovers love their cats just as much as dog lovers love their dogs. Come on. I hear it all the time. My dog love is just that more boisterous, just that more loud that they say that. Aren't there cat people out there that think they love their cats as much as dog people love their dogs? Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift. I got hugs and kisses. I got Lucy Pet Food, kitty lickies, T-shirts, hemp seed. Lots of great stuff to give away. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Hey, Darren. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi.
Darren, where are you calling from?
On Alaska, Wisconsin.
Alaska, Wisconsin?
On Alaska. It's by La Crosse.
I don't know.
Anyway.
On Alaska. No, I'm trying to gather what on Alaska means. You mean you're not on a plane?
No.
Oh, it's one word, on Alaska. I'm sorry. Yeah. I missed that day in school. Anyway, what can I do to help you out, Darren?
Okay, so my wife and I rescued a sweet 8-month-old terrier mix, and she came here from Louisiana, and she is absolutely afraid of everything. And she's better than she was. We've had her about 7 weeks now, and she does walks just fine, but she's afraid of leashes. So we decided, hey, let's fence in our yard, and then she won't have to be on a leash, and then she can, be free, in our yard. And now she's afraid of the yard and won't leave the deck. She won't let us pet her.
Okay, first of all, you said the dog came from Louisiana?
Yeah.
And why was the dog in Louisiana? Where was the dog in Louisiana?
It was in Shreveport. It was picked up by a rescue down there and then brought to Wisconsin. And then one of our local rescues adopted it out.
Okay, so the dog was found in Louisiana.
Yep.
Sent from Louisiana to a rescue in Wisconsin.
Yep, they brought it up here.
And you adopted the dog from the rescue in Wisconsin?
Right.
Okay. How long was the dog at the rescue in Wisconsin?
Maybe a month.
Okay. Now, if you're in a room with the dog and you're sitting down on the floor, what's the dog's reaction?
The dog just sits in her bed or on our couch.
Okay, is she housebroken?
90%. I mean, she has an accident every now and then.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. This is really, really important. Number one is I want you to take articles of your clothing and other family members, leave them around where the dog is. Dogs adapt via smell versus visual. So I want the dog to be so comfortable with the scent of the family even when the family is not there. That's number one. Number two, and this may sound a little hard to do, but I would love to see, I know it's tough, go into a room with the dog, lay in the prone position on the floor. Don't call the dog to you. Just lay there. After 5 or 10 minutes, get up and leave. Every time, psychologically, and it's a great, by the way, go to my YouTube. There's a great thing on associative memory. Once the dog starts associating the fact that when you're with him, nothing bad happens, only good things happen, it will make all the difference. Let me do this. I want to take a break, so don't go anywhere. Darren, I'm going to put you on hold. When I come back, I'll return to your call. Nancy, John, Tim will get to your calls as well. Great time to give me a call, by the way, when I do go to a break. 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Come on, cat people. And listen, come on. You guys got to help me out here with the Kingston Trio as well. But first, I want to tell you about the amazing people over at Lucy Pet Food, which, by the way, Come on, you all remember this song, don't you? Where Have All the Flowers Gone? The Kingston Trio. I was joking before, but I'm really excited. As I told you, I did grow up on Long Island. Spent a lot of my time in the village, both the East Village and the West Village, and maybe that's the reason I am who I am. But I remember that even when I was older, I spent a lot of time there training the dogs for the people that owned the Fillmore East and Cafe Wah, and so many other places there. Just some great memories. And yes, it's true. Warren was known to have fallen asleep and spend the night sleeping under Washington Square in the park. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-8705. By the way, I'm going to see the Kingston Trio. That's why I brought it up. Going to see the Kingston Trio. I'm so excited. Next Saturday night, right after the show, at McCabe's Guitar in Santa Monica, not too far away from where I live. And you can laugh all you want, guys, but the concert is sold out. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. We're going to get to Nancy, John, and Margie, but let me go back to my friend Darren, who rescued this dog, and the dog is really kind of afraid of everything. So one of the things that I recommended is again, just lying on the floor there, Darren, with the dog, articles of clothing around as well. But also, when you leave the house, I would definitely recommend leaving the radio on a talk station. And the reason for that is what's the dog's name?
Honey.
Honey? I want
Honey, yeah.
I want Honey to be able to hear voices even though nobody's around. I want her to be comfortable around voices. We're getting comfortable around the smells, comfortable around the voices. So even though you're not there. In fact, years ago, many times I was working with dogs in situations like yours, but a lot more of a problem. And I actually made the guardians record their own voices, and when they left the house, played them on a continuous loop so the dog would hear their voices, and every once in a while they would drop the dog's name in and say good boy, and little by little it came around. So the thing I want to stress here, and this is critical, Darren, you may be frustrated now, but so many people that I work with that have been in the adoption business, the rescue business for so many years, they know that very often they get these dogs that come in, either they were abused or unsocialized or never exposed to people. But the one thing I can guarantee you that if you follow my advice and you have a tremendous amount of patience and maybe a glass of Chardonnay once in a while, Darren, the dog will come around. Just don't get angry. Don't get frustrated. Try to think of what this poor dog went through. She lived in Louisiana.
Well, it's like, well, when other dogs come around, she is a totally different dog. She's running, jumping, playing, having a great time. And then as soon as the dogs leave, she's back again. So, I mean. So,
and she doesn't even like to go for a walk, right?
Yeah, she loves going for walks.
By herself?
Well, no. I mean, we take her with.
No. I mean, when I say by herself, not with another dog.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a comfort. That's a comfort zone for her. So when you put the leash and harness on Honey, that makes her feel comfortable.
She gets really. Once we're walking, she's fine. But when you first put it on her, she's down and doesn't want to move.
Okay, well, here's what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to leave the gate to your backyard open, and after you take Honey for a walk, I want you to walk into the backyard. Continue to walk into your backyard, an area she's not comfortable with, but she's already a little bit comfortable because she's on the leash and she's on the harness, and then you close the gate. And no, don't take her off the leash until you close the gate and everything, but walk her around the backyard. Also, what I would recommend that you do is if you have some close friends or family you can invite over and just sit there, that would be beneficial as well. And this is really important. You say she gets along really well with other dogs. That's her comfort zone. She's probably never been exposed to people, only exposed to other dogs. If you have a friend, a relative, a neighbor that may have a dog that's really mellow, throw a party, invite them into your backyard, let the dogs play in your backyard, because once the dog starts feeling more comfortable in the backyard because there's another dog there, that confidence level will build up, and eventually you'll start noticing that you'll feel more confident there. This is going to turn out to be a great dog for you. It's always the ones with a tough start that turn, all of a sudden one day you wake up and say, wow, what a difference. That's where I want you to be. I hope that helps you out a little bit.
Yeah, it does. We were just afraid that we were going to make it worse.
Now, you're not going to listen, I'm also going to do this. I'm going to put you on hold. Suzette's going to pick up. I'm going to send you guys a copy of how to get your dog to do what you want. Next one's how to get your people to do what you want. How to get your dog to do what you want on its way to you in beautiful Onalaska, Wisconsin. I thought it was on Alaska Airlines. Onalaska, Wisconsin. Great call, by the way. I really do appreciate it. 866-870 KRLA. The phones are jamming, so I am going to take another call right now and go right down the list. Nancy, John, Margie, Paul, and David. But right now, it's Nancy in Whittier. Hey, Nancy, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. How are you?
I am absolutely great today.
Great. I love your show. I've been listening to you for a couple of years now.
Oh, thank you.
And my problem is, oh, by the way, I love, oh my God, no, I forgot already.
The Kingston Trio, say it.
Kingston Trio.
There you go, one in my corner.
My favorite song is MTA.
MTA also, but someone just wrote me another one of their great songs. Walter Pendle, who's watching on YouTube, said Greenback Dollar.
Oh, that's the one that I like because I'm from Boston.
Yeah, well, I'm a big folk music fan. Let me just share this with you guys. I was supposed to go to dinner a few years back, and the dinner I was supposed to go to was with Mary Travers from Peter, Paul, and Mary, and Judge Judy. So they set up a dinner. They set up a dinner in New York City. Warren's a very blue-collar guy. But they set up a dinner between me, Judge Judy, and Mary Travers. I didn't go. Call me a coward. Call me whatever you want. I just could not imagine being with Mary Travers, maybe, but Judge Judy scared me a little bit. She scared. I got to be honest with you. She scared me a little bit. Anyway, what can I do to help you out today?
Well, I have a 3-year-old Cocker Spaniel, and I need to find out how to get her to be more socializing so that she doesn't bark at everybody.
Well, then you need to expose her to more people. The more exposure they get, and the more it ends on a positive note, the less apt she is to bark at them. And again, if she's barking, I don't want you to say, no, stop barking. Let her bark. That's what dogs do. But the more socialization you give her, the more exposure you give her, the more confidence they build up. And I know that's kind of a unique approach for people even in my profession. They're always trying to say, this is how you correct, this is how you train. This is how you correct, this is how you train. And I say the most important thing is confidence, self-image, and making the dog feel comfortable in itself. Then it's easy to adapt it to other situations that you need to resolve. So I would do a little bit more socializing. If you heard the last call, maybe, and I'm a big fan of Cocker Spaniels, by the way. When I grew up and I was born in the Bronx, everyone had Cocker Spaniels or Fox Terriers when I was a kid, and a few boxers were thrown in there. So I would just really try to expose her always in a positive way. If it's a matter of inviting some people over or sitting in the yard or taking to an area, it's not too crowded with a couple of more people. But in terms of the barking, don't worry about the barking. When she starts to bark, don't stop. Don't say good. Don't say bad. Continue walking. Anyway, I'm going to put you on a quick hold. I got to take a quick break. Then I'll get right back to you. The phone number, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show. And we are back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein. The phones are absolutely jam-packed. I'm going to get to all your calls because when I get off this show, I do my Radio America. We'll talk about it in a bit. But right now, let me get back to Nancy in Whittier. Nancy, you still with me? Hello, Nancy.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
So, again, the most important thing right now is to not react to the barking. I was just talking about that. A lot of trainers say, well, if you ignore it, it'll go away. If you ignore it, it's not going to go away. What I would also recommend is when you're walking with the dog, just don't react to it. That's not ignoring it. That's different. Don't react to it. And what I would also recommend is, again, building up a little bit more of the confidence with the dog, doing some basic training. Because right now, if the dog's barking at people, I'm sure you're saying, no, shut up, right?
Yes.
So then, what you do?
Or stop.
But you're reinforcing that behavior because she's getting you to respond. If she barks, you're going to respond. If you don't respond, why should she bark? But I would do that in conjunction with some good basic to build up the confidence. And I think that's where you need to be at this point.
Okay.
All righty, don't go anywhere, Nancy. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you for your dog. I am going to send you some hemp seed calming oil on its way to you, and I appreciate that phone call. Let's go to John in Ukaipa. Hey, John, welcome to the show.
How you doing, Warren? Can you hear me?
I can hear you like you're next to me, John. What's up?
So, I have a question about your hugs and kisses.
Yeah.
I currently am giving, my dog had loose stools, and now she also has the skin problem with the bare spots, and she's always itching and scratching. So I thought, your product is supposed to help with that, correct?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So I am currently giving her Pet Honesty probiotics.
Not familiar with it at all.
And, okay, between them, and I get it at Chewy.com.
Okay.
Anyway, between the Pet Honesty probiotics and the Lucy pet food, which I started giving her a few months ago, her stools are not loose anymore. But she still has the skin issue.
Let's go over this then, okay? The probiotic formula is important for digestion and the gut. So because of the probiotics, but just because it's probiotics, remember now, one of the reasons I advocate and one of the reasons I formulated my Hugs and Kisses this way is not only does it have probiotics, but it also has prebiotics. And for those people who don't understand the difference, let me explain. Probiotics are fabulous. Prebiotics feed the probiotics. It's like probiotic food, which makes the probiotics even work better. So if your dog's digesting their food now on just the probiotics, if you start using the Hugs and Kisses with the prebiotics, that stool's going to be, if stool can be good, it's going to be the best stool ever. But more important for you, the reason Hugs and Kisses were developed in the first place over 30 years ago, we redid it recently, but 30 years ago was because I was getting all of these calls from listeners all around the country and Canada saying, Warren, what can we do? Our dogs are shedding like crazy. There were products on the market. None of them were really resolving the issue. So I put my head together with some of the top veterinarians in the country to develop the Hugs and Kisses. And in the Hugs and Kisses supplement, maybe I don't say this enough, not only does it have biotin, which is incredible for skin and coat and shedding, but it also has lecithin, which is even more important for skin and coat. So the combination in my Hugs and Kisses of lecithin and biotin, there is nothing better for your dog or cat's skin and coat than those. For shedding.
What about what about the licking? She licks her paws too. Does it help with that?
Yeah, absolutely. It could be. Well, is she licking the top of her paws or the bottom?
The bottom.
Okay, the bottom of the paws could possibly be a reaction to something allergic out in the grass. That's a possibility. So what you might want to try to do is when she comes into the house, buy some wipes specifically made for dogs. I don't want a lot of alcohol because it dries them out. Wipe off her feet when she comes in the house. See if that doesn't help prevent the licking. If it does, then we know it's something that may be causing an allergy for the paws. But even the Hugs and Kisses with that lecithin and biotin is going to make all the difference in the world. Give it 3 or 4 weeks, and I promise you, you'll be thrilled. Listen, it has my name and my face on a label. How much more can I trust it?
Right. Now, here's one more thing, Warren. Yeah. And I was ready to pull the trigger and buy the large jar of your Hugs and Kisses, and it's actually more cost-effective than the Pet Honesty. The Pet Honesty is a lot more expensive.
Never heard of it.
But on the Pet Honesty, they say that they don't have any maltodextrin or brewer's yeast or vegetable oil in their product, they say those are unhealthy fillers. And the first thing on your ingredients, I'm a label reader, and the first ingredient on yours is the brewer's yeast. So I went, and I stopped myself from buying your product.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you something about brewer's yeast, okay? Brewer's yeast has been used for years as an incredible flea deterrent. All right? I eat brewer's yeast. I've been using brewer's yeast for years. So what they're going to tell you is what they don't have in their product. Maybe they don't have it in their product because it's too expensive. Listen, I've never heard of the product, but I want you to look. On my label, on the Hugs and Kisses, the first line is allergen-free formula. Do they say that? Allergen-free formula. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to have you go buy Hugs and Kisses. Quite honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a jar. Reading labels is important, but reading labels and understanding them is more important. For example, do you know if their product is certified?
That's why I changed from the previous food to the Lucy Pet food.
There you go. And you know where Lucy. And my product, by the way, I don't know where their product's made. Hugs and Kisses are manufactured right here in Southern California. Okay, big difference.
Okay.
Big difference. So anyway, don't go anywhere, John. Putting you on hold. I'm sending you a large jar of the Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplements. Call me back in 3 or 4 weeks, and I'll accept your thank you then. I don't know the other product. I'm sure there are other products out there that work great. But the only reason my name and my face is on Hugs and Kisses is because I developed it. I know exactly what's in it. Brewer's yeast. Anyone who's been around dogs for years knows that brewer's yeast was something people would always add a little bit to their dog food as a flea deterrent. I don't know. There's so many different companies out there, so many different products out there. Hugs and Kisses, the only product I manufacture myself right here in Southern California. Great call, by the way, John. Great call. 866-870-KRLA. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we got Margie, we got Paul, we got David, we got Marina. We'll get to all your calls. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. One more thing on the Hugs and Kisses supplements. Again, it's a allergen-free formula. One formula for dogs, one formula for cats. Reading labels is important, but reading labels and understanding exactly what those labels mean is even more important. Like it had probiotics. No one mentioned prebiotics to you, did they? If you look up prebiotics, you find out how much better prebiotics work with probiotics. And the most important thing for your dog or cat's health is their gut. So if they don't have that prebiotics as well as the probiotics, are you really giving your dog everything they need? Lucy Pet Food has both. It's great. By adding the Hugs and Kisses, man, you're going to have the healthiest dog around. Quick break, then right back to your calls. Listen. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. The phones are jamming. By the way, you all know that after I get off the air here at 1 o'clock, I do my national Canadian show. It starts right after this. Same type of show, same type of prizes. I'll give you that number in a little while in case I don't get to your call, but let me see where I can head to. Let me go first to Cynthia in Santa Clarita. Hey, Cynthia, welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. I just want to pay tribute to a wonderful fellow dog lover who was a friend of yours and someone that I was fortunate enough to meet, Tony Dow.
What an incredible guy. What a loss this week. Tony Dow, I know Tony Tony was actually, I never used this, but Tony actually was on the board of directors for my Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund. And if you want to find out more about that, hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. Tony was a big animal lover, a sculptor, just an incredible guy. I always joke when people ask me, what was Tony Dow like? And Tony Dow was like Wally with gray hair.
Yes, yes, he was.
I remember the first time I went to his house, he had this breed of dog. It was an Italian breed of dog called a Bergamasco Shepherd from Italy. And I had the opportunity of working with him in Europe, not in Italy, but in Europe. What an incredible guy. What a loss. And he'll be missed. He'll be missed. But he later on in life, he got into wood sculpting, and I was, in the studio with him. Just an amazing guy, and I'm just glad that now he's out of pain, and I hope his wife Lauren is doing okay at this point. But thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
Wonderful person too. Yeah. I just thought so highly of him, and his love of animals was very apparent, and he loved his dog.
Yeah.
I saw him a few times, and he would always talk about his dog.
The last conversation I had with Tony over a glass of wine, we were sitting in his house, and I said, Tony, and believe it or not, and people think I'm lying, but I watch Leave It to Beaver every single morning between 8 and 9 o'clock here at home. It's on, I forget what channel it's on.
But
okay, so there you know what I'm talking about. And so I said, Tony, do you remember all the different animals that appeared on Leave It to Beaver when you guys were doing the filming? And horses and donkeys and rats and chickens and doves. There were so many different animals that appeared, and he was just in love with them all. Just a great guy, and who will be missed. And I really appreciate that call. So Cynthia, let me ask you a question. Do you have any pets of your own?
I do. I have a couple of sweet little rescue dogs. I did get a gift from you, though, recently. So
how about if I donate? I'll donate it to a rescue.
That'd be great.
Thank you so much for Cynthia. And give those pups a hug and a kiss for me.
I will.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Warren.
Thank you. Tony Dow, just an incredible. And it was a great conversation. We went over all the different animals, and I am a big Leave It to Beaver. I hate to admit it, but God, my age coming out. I'm talking about Leave It to Beaver and going to see the Kingston Trio next Saturday. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, Margie, Calabasas, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
Okay, I have a dog, a rescue Sheltie. I spoke with you about a year and a half ago because he started barking, which he had never done before. He also has some kind of seizures, so he's on phenobarbital and some other drug. Yeah. But he's still his wonderful old doggy self, and he's great. He has been acting a little bit different. I took him to his neurologist and went to an ophthalmologist, and he has, now we know he's going blind, and he has progressive retinal atrophy.
Okay.
And that's what's suspected. One eye has lesions in it, and he can't see. The other eye, he can.
I don't want, just to make sure I have plenty of time. So your question to me is, what can you do to make life easier for him now that he's visually challenged?
Yeah. So how can I help him? How can I help him now? I trained him a lot during COVID. Like I had a lot of time, and he was great. But I did a lot with hand signals and stuff. He's a Sheltie. He's real smart. Yeah. But now he can't see the hand signals. He's not relating. What do I do to make him comfortable?
Well,
he's a great dog.
First of all, if you can't use your hand signals, obviously he's not seeing, so you're going to have to use some type of voice signal. But what I'm going to recommend is important. Having had many, many dogs in my life that were either visually challenged, or I remember rescuing a pit bull one time who had his eyes gouged out by another dog. And what I did is I made my house specifically set it up for physically challenged dogs. And what I did is along the walks where the dog would go, I put cardboard boxes. So I made trails around the house, and I would put treats down the trail so the dog would relearn how to walk around the house without bumping into things or getting into trouble. So that's one of the things that I did. And that made a big difference, because once he started being, he would walk down the same hallway, he'd walk down, but he'd bump into the wall, and he'd be concerned or worried. So to take that away, I would just line the wall with paper boxes, put some treats, and teach him all the different ways around the house comfortably. Obviously, the other thing is don't necessarily focus on that. I mean, is he agile?
Yes, he's real active.
Then give him his, take him for his walks and give him as much playtime.
Right.
And he'll, it's amazing how quick they adapt. And sometimes what happens is when they lose their visual, their nose becomes much stronger in terms of smell. And that's why, again, I'm putting down the treats when using those cardboard boxes alongside. But I think that's about the best you can do right now. You're going to a veterinary ophthalmologist, so you're doing everything you can from that perspective.
Okay. All right. I also wanted to say, I bought Lucy pet food, and his doggy breath went away like in 3 days.
Yeah, I've been eating for a while too now, and Denise isn't worried about my breath.
So eat some dog food.
Okay, so yeah, eat some dog.
No, really worked.
Okay, it's an amazing product. I'm trying to think you know what? I'm putting you on hold. I'm sending you some more Lucy pet food, because that's the kind of guy I am. A quick break before Alex yells at me. Right back to your calls. And I'll give you that phone number for the national show, because I'm going to run out of some time. Quick break, then right back at you. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. Now we're talking. We're back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. We have a couple of minutes left. I'm going to try to get to some more calls, but write this number down. This is my national and Canadian show. It starts at 1 o'clock right after I get off the air here. It goes all over the United States, Canada, even into Guam. It's the same type of show. I give away the same items that you hear me giving away here. So write this number down. You could start calling at 1 o'clock, not before 1 o'clock. It's Radio America. Armed Forces Radio goes all over. As I said, write this number down. You can start calling at 1-877-725-8255. 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Let me see if I can squeeze another quick call in. Let's go to Marina. Hey, Marina, welcome to the show.
Yes, hi. I got some kitty lickies because we had to give her some, my cat, some medication, and it had to be crushed. And I put it in the kitty lickies, and she would take it from that. So that saved.
Yeah, it's that's why I say sometimes you have a finicky cat or a finicky feline. What you can do is sometimes just to get them to eat with the kitty lickies, or sometimes if giving them a little pill. I'm so glad it worked for you that well, Marina.
Yeah, it did. And I want to say that I think it takes more effort to gain the love of a cat. So cat lovers really, really love their pets.
So you think that cat guardians like you and cat lovers like you, you have to earn your cat's love and you have to earn their respect.
Absolutely, there is no doubt about it.
There you go. Hey, Marina, I got to run, but let me do this. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you some kitty lickies for your cat. Okay? We're going to be just about out of time, so I want you to write this number down again. If you're driving around, schlepping all over LA, I know what the traffic's like in LA. I live in Santa Monica. You can't leave Santa Monica after 2:00 in the afternoon. Impossible. You can call this number starting at 1:00, same type of show, give away the same type of gifts, same question of the day. Write the number down. You can start calling at 1:00, 877-725-8255. Now, obviously, I'm out of time, and obviously, I didn't get to any of the topics that I wanted to get to. That's why I really advise you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but you get to see plenty of videos, and some of the topics I didn't get to do on the show will be posted as soon as I get off the air here. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. You're really going to enjoy it. I mean, it goes back to the days when I was doing the Mickey Mouse Club up to the day I finished talking to you 5 minutes ago. So subscribe. Here it is. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. And as you all know, I've been off of Facebook for 2.5, 3 months. Well, forget about that. Here's my new Facebook. If you want to join me on my Facebook page, it's facebook.com/The Pet Show Radio. Facebook.com/The Pet Show Radio. That's my new Facebook page. Hey, it's been great talking to you guys. Check it out. Looking forward to talking to you all next week. Check out the national show. 877-725-8255. Until next week, you know what to do. Give all of your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, one between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein. You have been listening to The Pet Show.